I raised these two sisters through thick and thin. One grew up to be a cold, aloof beauty, while the other became a soft, sweet little flower. But honestly, I only did it to repay an old debt. That is the only reason I promised to look after them for 5 years. Now, only 5 days remain before that promise expires. Time to pack up. Time to quietly disappear. Right then, Lin Qining slaps me so hard I crash into the wall, screaming that Lu Chengzhou is a despicable bastard. She demands to know how I dared to kick Zhu Yanshu out of the house the moment they stepped out. She accuses me of getting him hit by a car. Swallowing the blood in my mouth, I look at Lin Qianyu sitting near the bed and explain that I never kicked him out. He walked out himself. Tell me, Qianing, why so hostile to your own brother-in-law? Be careful, or your sister will teach you a lesson. But Lin Qianing immediately turns back to the bed to comfort Zhu Yanshu, begging him not to misunderstand. She tells him that her sister only loves him, dismissing me, Lu Chengzhou, as nothing but a servant their mother left behind. Right, sister? I look at Lin Qianyu. Nothing. She stays completely silent. Her icy expression only shows her annoyance. Honestly, guys, what was I even expecting from a woman like her? From my very first day with them, I knew Lin Qianyu only loved Zhu Yanshu. Back then, he went abroad to study on a scholarship and completely vanished. He vanished. Zero trace left behind, and Lin Qianyu spent 3 bitter years waiting. That was when their mother brought me in. For 5 exhausting years, I worked myself to the bone for them. I managed their lives, raising Lin Qianing until she turned 18, while helping Lin Qianyu heal from the pain of Zhu Yanshu leaving her behind. With my support, she soared. She climbed the military ranks to 2nd lieutenant. In our 4th year, Lin Qianyu confessed her love. We had a simple wedding, but we have dragged it out until now without a real marriage certificate. Whenever I brought it up, she would impatiently snap that the military report had not been officially approved yet. She told me to stop rushing, but I knew. She never submitted the application. On the night my proposal was accepted, Lin Qianyu got completely wasted, holding me tightly while sobbing out Zhu Yanshu's name. Even Lin Qianing cried all night. Suddenly, Lin Qianyu's cold voice cuts right through my drifting memories. She reminds me that if I just behave and stay in my place, I will always be the 2nd lieutenant's husband. But then she asks why I targeted Zhu Yanshu, sneering that my useless life could never pay for his safety. Lin Qianing chimes in, calling my life dirt cheap. I do not react at all, which only makes Lin Qianyu more irritated. She orders me to go home and clear out the master bedroom so Zhu Yanshu can recover there after his discharge. She asks if I have an issue with that, warning me not to think our simple wedding banquet makes me the master of the house. Lin Qianing reminds me the house belongs to her sister, while Lin Qianyu stays in her military dorms anyway. Since the old family home only has 2 bedrooms and a woodshed, they are letting Zhu Yanshu take the master room. I would have to sleep in the woodshed. Lowering my gaze, I feel pure calm. Where I sleep does not matter to me. I agree without arguing, knowing I only have 5 days left. Now watch how they react. Lin Qianyu throws a sharp warning at my back, threatening to cancel our marriage registration if I try to bully Zhu Yanshu. Seeing me freeze, she smirks, convinced Lu Chengzhou is too obsessed with her to ever leave. She is convinced that now that he is finally getting to register their marriage, he would never leave. The next morning before dawn, Lin Qianing bangs loudly on my door. She screams at me to hurry up and make breakfast, demanding I stew chicken soup for Zhu Yanshu's weak health. Walking out of the woodshed, Lin Qianing notices that I only have a single, thin blanket on the floor. She demands to know why I did not move a bed in, accusing me of acting pitiful so her sister will feel sorry for me. She warns me that no matter how much I pretend, I do not compare to Zhu Yanshu. I just give her a flat look. I tell her she is right. Let Zhu Yanshu be her brother-in-law instead. Furious, she threatens to tell her sister about my smug face and make her divorce me the moment she gets back. I would love nothing more. I walk into the kitchen without looking back. Only 4 days left. No matter how angry I feel, I still have to endure it. Around noon, Lin Qianyu finally drives Zhu Yanshu home. The 2 sisters carefully help him out of the car. As they walk past me, Lin Qianyu pauses and asks if the food is ready. Before I can even speak, Lin Qianing quickly jumps in, bragging that it is ready and full of Zhu Yanshu's favorites. She even claims she stewed chicken soup to nourish his body, leaving Lin Qianyu satisfied while Zhu Yanshu happily holds her hand. At the dining table, the 2 sisters eagerly serve Zhu Yanshu while I quietly sever, the corner eating my own meal. Out of nowhere, a carrot gets dropped right into my bowl as Zhu Yanshu beams at me, looking incredibly grateful. Thank you for cooking for me, Lu Chengzhou. He says I will be in your care from now on. Wait, what does he mean? Since Yanshu has trouble getting around these days, you will need to step up and look after him. Just handle his cooking and change his bandages. That is all. It is no big deal. What do they mean by that? Am I just a servant? Are you really so heartless that you refuse to help a patient? If my mother had not rescued you, who knows where you would be sold? Chen Ying, Lin Qianyu snaps. Her sister reluctantly shuts up, and Qianyu turns her cold gaze toward me. I am not negotiating. She warns I am telling you. Understood? Zhou Yanshu quickly chimes in, telling them not to force me. He claims he can manage alone, but she insists I have experience. She tells him not to feel bad. Lu Chengzhou, go grab a bowl of soup for Yanshu. Without a word, I head into the kitchen and bring it out. Yanshu smiles and thanks me as he reaches for it, but the next second, he lets out a sharp cry of terror. Hot broth splashes all over his hand. Why are you throwing soup at me? He cries out, what did I do wrong? The Lin sisters rush to his side. They stare at the red scald marks on Yanshu's skin, their faces filled with pure panic. Qianyu, maybe I should not stay here anymore. Yanshu whimpers this time it was just boiling hot soup. What if he forces poison down my throat next time? I am terrified. While the sisters explode in rage, I find it hilarious. Seriously, why even bother explaining? No matter what I say, they are never going to believe me anyway. The only one they have ever cared about is Zhou Yanshu. Lu Chengzhou, you have always had it out for him. You will play any dirty trick to hurt him. I am dragging you straight to the police, you monster. I never thought you would act so vile just out of jealousy. I was completely wrong about what kind of person you are. Ignoring the intense pain in my legs, I stubbornly look up to meet her gaze. Lin Qianing suddenly kicks me right in the knee. Let us see you act tough now. If he is hurt, you are dead. My knee crashes straight into the broken porcelain. As the front door slams shut, my weak, broken body collapses onto the cold floor. A sharp, pungent smell of hospital disinfectant hits my nose. I wake up to blinding white. Am I dead? The nurse says I lost a lot of blood. An hour later and you would have died, she says. I ask who brought me here. Who else but my sister? Lin Xinyu's harsh voice rings out from the doorway. She stands there, glaring at me with a dark, bitter expression on her face. The nurse leaves. I look at Lin Xinyu warily, asking what she wants now. Lu Chengzhou, did you really resort to a pathetic suicide attempt just to avoid admitting your mistakes? I turn away to avoid her touch. I do not know what you mean. You do not know? Your blood was everywhere. She stops herself, unable to admit how terrified she was finding me lifeless. Yanshu was apparently so scared his legs gave out. And then, the horrible truth hits me. I silently pull my hand back. Once you are discharged tomorrow, she says, you are moving into the military quarters with me. That way, you will not target Yanshu anymore. I calmly tell her there is no need. I will not bother her. Tell Zhou Yanshu to stay away from me for 3 more days. She gasps, asking how I knew our marriage gets approved in 3 days. Even after refusing, I am still forced back to the military quarters. Staring at a photo of Lin Xinyu and Zhou Yanshu together, I feel dazed. Lu Chenzhou, what are you staring at? Lin Xinyu walks in, frowns, and quickly locks the picture inside her desk drawer. I look away, keeping my mouth shut. I will sleep in the guest room, I state. She scoffs, saying her bed is plenty big enough for both. It is not appropriate, I mutter. She snaps, asking me to be sensible and stop dragging Yanshu into everything. Do not make me regret marrying you, she warns. I stay quiet, while she remembers rushing me to the emergency room. My knees were full of broken glass, and my sliced wrist just would not stop bleeding. Remembering this, a sudden ache flares in her chest. He was only 16 when he first joined her family. He worked hard without a single complaint for 5 long years. Has she really neglected him this badly? She sighs deeply. Sitting beside me, she softly explains that they only treat Yanshu so well because he saved them from a house fire. One must show gratitude, she adds. As my family, you should be treating him with the utmost respect. My pupils shrink. Suddenly, the terrifying memories of that exact fire come rushing back to me. Back then, Lin Qianyu was actually on leave. She took Lin Qianing to a local restaurant to welcome Zhou Yanshu back, but suddenly a massive fire broke out in the kitchen. The 3 of them got trapped in a private room. By the time I arrived, massive flames were shooting straight into the sky. Firefighters only had enough time to pull out Zhou Yanshu. Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing were still completely trapped inside that blazing hell. Their lives were hanging by a thread. Panicked and desperate in the freezing cold, I dumped a bucket of freezing water over myself and charged headfirst into the raging flames. I somehow dragged both unconscious women out to safety, but with my back severely burned and my lungs choked with heavy smoke, I collapsed into a deep coma. I lay in that hospital bed for 3 days and 3 nights before finally waking up. Yet when I finally rushed back home, Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing had completely forgotten that I was the actual person who saved their lives. Instead, They showered all their gratitude on Zhou Yanshu for supposedly saving them. Later on, I have no idea what shady tricks Zhou Yanshu pulled, but he actually got reporters to interview him about his heroic rescue act. Because of this, Lin Xianyu and Lin Xianing became even more convinced that I was a scheming, ruthless liar. And honestly, that's when I finally woke up. No matter how much I sacrificed for them, they would never remember or appreciate it, and they would never feel even a shred of real affection for me. Since that was the cold truth, why should I keep begging for their respect just to be humiliated? Besides, I only saved them because of our contract anyway. Well, fine. Her expression softened as she grabbed my hand, telling me that once our marriage certificate is issued in 2 days, we should go take wedding photos. Since I used to love suits, she promised to take me out to pick some clothes. I just stared at her sudden display of affection. All I felt was absolute disgust. I figured she could arrange whatever she wanted, but in 2 days, there was no way I was showing up at that studio. Outside the family quarters, Zhou Yanshu's shadow slipped past. His eyes burned with a deep, toxic hatred. He walked straight to the police station, using a clean record to buy a bottle of sulfuric acid. Once he secured that small bottle of deadly, colorless liquid, Zhou Yanshu let out a truly sinister, evil smile. Lu Chengzhou, once your face is completely ruined, let's see what you'll use to seduce her. Who was that guy just now? The officer handling the files looked up, and seeing the high-ranking woman, he quickly stood up and saluted. Minister Su, that's Comrade Zhou Yanshu. He is a family member of 2nd Lieutenant Lin Shenyu from our Southwest Military Region. His colleague nudged him hard, asking what nonsense he was talking about since 2nd Lieutenant Lin's real registered family member is Comrade Lu Chenzhou. Who? Lu Chenzhou. Minister Su, if you don't believe me, let me pull up the files right now for you to see. A moment later, a thick brown paper envelope was handed to Su Wangxing, and she tightly gripped those few pages of documents. Her eyes scanned my face on the photo over and over again. Unable to contain her overwhelming excitement, she hurried back to her office to dial a number. Hello, please connect me immediately to Director Lu's office at the Security Bureau. A moment later, a deep, dignified voice answered. Wangxing, did you find news about the spy? Su Wangxing's hand holding the receiver shook violently with pure excitement. Uncle, after all these painful years, we have finally found Lu Chenzhou. The man on the other end of the line was completely stunned and overjoyed. He quickly asked again Wangxing, Are you sure it's my son, Lu Chenzhou? Su Wangxing stared intensely at the photo in the file, declaring she was absolutely certain and could never forget his face for as long as she lived. Lu Chengshan's voice shook with raw emotion. Fantastic, justice finally prevailed. Back then, a massive once-in-a-century flood hit Lujia village and completely washed my boy away. I searched desperately for 10 long years, and finally, we have our answer. Wangxing, I am heading over to meet you right now so we can bring Chenzhou home. Early the next morning, Shen Yu took me home on her day off. But the moment we stepped inside, we were greeted by a completely trashed living room with garbage scattered all over the floor. Lin Shenning slept in late until the afternoon before finally crawling out of bed. Seeing me, she instantly barked out that I was finally back. She ordered me to clean up this filthy mess. I reached for the broom, but Lin Shenyu stepped in to stop me from doing it. Since she made the mess, she should clean it herself. Lin Shenning just stared at her sister in complete, utter disbelief. Seeing that her sister was deadly serious, she reluctantly grabbed the broom, muttering that she was not the only one who made this mess. I overheard her complaint but did not care. I simply told Lin Shenyu that I was heading upstairs to grab some of my things. When I packed up my bedroom earlier, I only took my basic everyday things, leaving my most precious possession locked in the safe right under the bed. But the moment I entered the combination and opened it, my precious jade ring that belonged inside was completely gone. My heart skipped a beat as I frantically searched the room. Where on earth could it have gone? Comrade Lu Chenzhou, are you looking for this? I spun around and saw Zhao Yangshu leaning against the doorframe, holding something up in his right hand. On his finger is a bright green jade ring. My heart violently clenches as I realize Zhao Yangsu, that is mine. Oh, really? He sneers, this ring does not have your name on it. I found it, so it is mine now. My voice shakes with desperate anxiety. Zhao Yangshu, you can have anything else, but you must give that back to me. Hand Lin Shenyu over to me. Move out of our house and never show your face to her again for the rest of your life. I agree to everything. Now, just give the ring back. But he laughs all right, I was only joking. Here you go, he says. But as I reach out, a flash of green slams onto the floor. I freeze in shock. Then, a wave of absolute burning rage takes over my entire body. I swing my hand and slap Zhao Yangshu across the face, sending him crashing to the ground in shock. He screams in fury, but I grab his neck and slap him again, making him spit out blood. As he starts crying, Lin Chenyu rushes over to hold him, asking if he is okay. Chenyu, I was just playing a joke on Lu Chengzhou. He failed to catch the ring himself, and now he is taking his anger out on me. My face is ruined, he cries. Lin Chenning rushes over and viciously kicks me twice. She picks up the heavily cracked ring. Just because of this junk, you hit Zhao Yangsu, you piece of trash. Is this from some side chick? Lin Chenning's expression completely twists in anger. She snatches the ring, demanding to know who gave it to me, ignoring my sharp chest pain. I swallow the blood, forcing a cold, indifferent smile. You scumbags do not deserve to know her name. Lin Chenning glares in fury, but there is a faint trace of hidden hurt beneath her threats. She demands to know who gave it to me, but I just close my eyes. I remember my late mother's gentle touch, wishing that her Lu Chenzhou would marry a good girl and be happy. She wanted me to live a happy life so she could rest in peace. A single tear falls. I do not care who she is, Lin Chenyu snaps. From now on, you are only my man. Suddenly, she throws the jade ring right out the window. My heart shatters as I struggle to my feet and rush over. I scream at the top of my lungs. Both sisters freeze, their faces turning pale with shock. Lin Chenyu looks instantly regretful, reaching out to touch me, but I violently shove her away. Don't touch me. This is the first time I have ever rejected her so fiercely. Her heart aches with guilt as she begs for forgiveness, but my eyes are completely dead and hollow. I whisper that there is only one more day left. She nods eagerly, thinking we are still getting married. She promises we will be married tomorrow, but I clutch my chest and spit out fresh blood. I look her in the eyes and tell her I hate her and will never marry her. Her face turns pale as she reminds me that our marriage application has already been submitted. Clutching my stomach, I limp out, my voice freezing cold. I am going to cancel the application right now. It is the first time Lin Chenning has ever seen me this utterly broken and desperate. She does not even dare stop me. But Lin Chenyu grabs my arm, her eyes completely bloodshot. She demands to know if I am truly canceling the marriage. I do not even look back. She asks why, claiming she apologized for throwing my mother's ring away. I just let out a bitter, mocking laugh. Apologize? I sneer. You always said that if apologies worked, we would not need the police. When Zhao Yangshu accused me of stealing his brooch, you wanted to show everyone how unbiased you were. You forced me to wash heavy clothes for strangers just to earn money and pay him back. In freezing winter, I washed clothes until night. My swollen hands were bleeding, and I begged you for mercy. I begged you to let me just apologize, but you only looked at me with cold indifference. And just like that, her own cruel words come back to stab her right in the heart. Realizing how deep her words cut, she panics, declaring she will absolutely never let me leave her. Consumed by the sheer terror of losing me forever, Lin Chenyu locks me deep inside the bedroom. I twist the doorknob, then slam my fist heavily against the locked door. I scream for her to let me out, but she just tells me to rest until our marriage certificate is ready tomorrow. With that, the 3 sets of footsteps outside the door slowly faded away, and I slid down onto the floor. By next morning, Lin Chenyu was on duty and Lin Shenning was at school, leaving Zhu Yanshu alone to guard me. Zhu Yanshu slowly pulled a bottle of sulfuric acid out from the cabinet. Smirking, he whispered that my good days were over. The click of the lock turning woke me up, but I was simply too weak to even focus my eyes. Zhu Yanshu sat on my bed, grinning. He said Lin Shenyu told him to take care of me. He held the sulfuric acid right in front of me, calling it a cure-all drink that I absolutely had to try. His voice was pure poison. Drink this, heal up, and finally escape Lin Shenyu. I forced my eyes open and reached out for the bottle, while over at the base, Lin Shenyu trained her recruits. Suddenly, a sharp, unexplained panic gripped her chest, causing her to stumble. A guard rushed over to steady her, asking if she was okay. Lin Shenyu shook her head and tried to push through it, but a sudden, heavy pounding in her chest stopped her cold. She quickly handed the recruits over to her commander, jumped into her car, and sped straight back home. Meanwhile, Lin Shenning was also rushing home as fast as she could, and the 2 sisters crossed paths at the intersection. "Why are you back, sis?" "I was worried," she replied, "so I came back to check on Lu Chengzhou." Right as they reached the courtyard, a woman in a sharp black uniform approached from an alley, asking if Lu Chengzhou lived there. Lin Shenyu demanded to know who she was and what she wanted, but the stranger calmly greeted the second lieutenant instead. She introduced herself as Su Wangxi, Lu Chenzhou's fiancée, making Lin Shenyu's eyes flash with absolute, blade-like rage. She warned Su Wangxi to watch her mouth, declaring that Lu Chenzhou was her husband and their marriage was being approved today. Su Wangxi chuckled, telling her not to be so sure since the papers had not actually been signed yet, which absolutely infuriated her. "What is that supposed to mean?" Lin Shenyu snapped back, warning that she would never let Lu Chengzhou leave with her. He is an adult who makes his own choices, Su Wangshi noted, but the sister argued he would never leave after dedicating 5 years to their family. How could he ever abandon them? But Su Wangshi pointed out that it was only their family, not his. Since they never treated Lu Chengzhou like real family, there was no issue taking him back, though the sisters insisted he would always obey them. He obeys us completely, they sneered, but Su Wangshi pulled out a paper, asking if they meant this contract. The agreement forcing Lu Chengzhou to obey them? Stunned, both Lin Shenyu and Lin Shening grabbed the document to read. As they stared at the strict terms, the clear expiration date, and my own signature on the document, their world tilted. Look at their faces, their minds went totally blank. The contract literally forced me to satisfy their every demand for 5 long years. I had to manage their entire lives, taking care of every tiny, miserable detail for them. I had to keep them safe and alive. Was all his devotion over these past 5 years just a lie? Lin Shenyu suddenly remembered my strange countdown from the past few days, and her chest tightened with a sharp, agonizing stab of pain. He never actually loved her. That was why the very second his contract ended, he was desperate to leave. If she had not locked him in yesterday, he would have disappeared into thin air before she even got off work today. Panicking, she gripped the papers and was about to storm inside for answers, when suddenly, the upstairs window was slammed open. A figure plummeted down like a falling leaf. It was Lu Chengzhou. The sisters tried to scramble forward, but Su Wangshi was lightning fast, catching me safely in her arms before I hit the ground. I weakly opened my eyes, clutching Su Wangshi's collar and begging her to save me, which she immediately promised to do. Lin Shenyu yelled, asking where she was taking her husband, but Su Wangshi ignored her and kept walking with huge strides. Terrified, Lin Shenyu demanded to know her military branch, hoping her own rank as a second lieutenant was still higher. Get ready for this, a deep, powerful voice boomed, asking what if a father was taking his own son away. Would the second lieutenant dare to block him too? She looked up, the bright military medals on his chest stinging her eyes. She instantly recognized him. He was the director of the National Security Bureau, sitting right next to the chief at the national conference. He thanked her for watching his son, then declared he was taking him home. We are already married, she stammered in shock. But Lu Qingshan just had his guard hand over their marriage application. Stamped across the front in bold red ink were the words not approved. Her tears are falling uncontrollably as she begs them not to take her Lu Chengzhou away. Su Wangsheng had just helped me into the car when a pale hand stopped her. I sat up weakly, looking straight at the Lin sisters. I tell her that since the 5 years are up, we owe each other nothing. Then, I resolutely slammed the car door shut. From now on, the sky is wide and I am finally free. No more dealing with either of them. But get ready, because the moment he leaves, both of these sisters completely lose their minds. Even as his car completely vanishes from sight, Lin Qianyu just stands frozen at that dusty intersection for 3 long hours. Her knuckles turn pale as she grips the marriage application. Qining shrugs it off easily, muttering that he was just a free nanny anyway and his departure changes nothing. He only treated us well because you are a high-ranking military officer here. Now that he has a father with an even higher rank, he is probably just using that background to climb the social ladder. You are way better off with brother Yanshu. She claims it is perfect he left, making space for Yanshu. But Qian Yu instantly glares at her with pure fury. Coldly, she snaps that Chengzhou is her one and only brother-in-law, scaring Qianing. The younger sister mutters that he is already gone, but Qian Yu simply turns around and walks back inside. Inside the house, Yanshu is eating an orange and watching television, smiling warmly as they walk in. Welcoming them back, Yanshu gets a cold frown from Qianyu, who remembers only he and Lu Chengzhou were home today. She demands to know why Lu Chengzhou jumped and if he caused it. He claims he just wanted to bring some fresh food to comrade Lu Chengzhou, but the guy desperately bolted the second the door opened. Yanshu lies that he tried his best to stop him, knowing how heartbroken Qianyu would be. But Qianyu's face grows increasingly ugly, leaving Yanshu standing there in awkward silence. He desperately signals Qining for help, but she is too terrified to even breathe. She snaps, asking who said she did not have feelings for him, instantly freezing his smile. Clenching her fists, she vows to find him, declaring she will only marry Lu Chengzhou in this lifetime. Yanshu turns pale as a ghost. The next morning, a sleepy Qianing opens her door and yells for breakfast. Complaining about being late, it takes her another moment to remember he is actually gone. Looking toward the master bedroom, she sees Qian Yu already dressed in her military uniform, looking incredibly gloomy. Suddenly, a very gentle voice calls out to them from downstairs. Their eyes instantly light up at the invitation. Running down, they find only Yanshu standing by the table, and a crushing wave of disappointment washes over them both. Seeing this, Yanshu almost grinds his teeth to dust, but still forces a smile to offer them porridge. He sets the table eagerly, begging Qian Yu to try his very first dish. Qian Yu looks at the green onions inside and frowns, asking if he forgot that she hates them. He apologizes quickly, but she brushes him off, choosing to eat at the base. As Qian Yu walks out, Qianing tries to be polite and takes a huge bite, only to immediately spit it back out. She gasps that a sharp piece of eggshell just stabbed her throat. At the base cafeteria, Qian Yu bites into a sweet potato, her sudden longing for Lu Chengzhou hitting like a tidal wave. The night before, she wanted to tear through his old room, desperately hoping he left behind a single letter for her. But she soon discovered that at some point, I had already packed up every single thing I owned, cleaned it out completely, leaving no trace behind, as if I never even existed there. It absolutely broke her composure. She practically sprinted straight into the military commander's office. "Commander," she pleaded, "request transfer to the Jingbei military region, even if it means a demotion." The commander stared at her in utter shock. "Why is this, Comrade Lin?" he asked. "Why go to Jingbei when your entire family is right here?" "Commander," she explained, "my husband and I had a tiny misunderstanding. Now he has run off to Jingbei." "But was not your marriage report rejected?" he asked. "Qian Yu, the higher-ups refused to approve it. They clearly decided that the man is simply not a good fit for you. Besides, the Third Art Troop has plenty of eligible bachelors. You should look at them if you want to marry," the officer advised. But she insisted, "Commander, he is my only one for life. Please, grant this." After a long pause, the commander sighed, pulling out a telegram. "Qian Yu, it is not that I do not want to help you, but high-level orders just came down. You cannot leave this military region for 5 years." It was a total shock. A brutal bolt from the blue. Imagine the despair here. It completely shattered Lin Qianyu's proud stance, crushing her spirit. Does he truly hate me that much? That very evening, Zhou Yanshu arrived to pick her up. Spotting her devastated look immediately, he rushed over and asked if work had gone badly. Before Lin Qianyu could even answer, a passing guard loudly called out to him as the brother-in-law. She instantly frowned, telling him to ignore their nonsense, but he casually asked why he would mind. "I am actually thrilled," he said. "Qian Yu, I missed you desperately these past 5 years, living only on our memories while abroad. You cannot imagine how much I wanted to return to you." But Lin Qianyu icily pushed him away as he tried to embrace her. "It is over, Yanshu. What we had is in the past. The base has been packed with heavy missions lately, and Qining must focus entirely on studying for her upcoming college exams. If you need anything, just call my office line directly." Hearing this, Zhou Yanshu went totally pale. She was basically telling him to stay far away unless it was urgent. How could she treat him like this? "Lin Qianyu," he demanded, "what is this supposed to mean? Did you forget your vows of eternal love? Have you forgotten how I charged into that blazing fire to save you and Qianing? How does Lu Chenzhou even compare to me? He is totally uneducated. He is just a boring country bumpkin, yet you are dumping me for him." Lin Qianyu stared at his hysterical face, suddenly finding him completely unrecognizable. "If I did not owe you my life," she retorted, "I would have never put up with your behavior for this long. Even if Lu Chenzhou is inferior to you in every single way, he is still the one I love." A completely dazed Zhou Yanshu stumbled back to his doorstep. Right inside his mailbox lay an ominous letter from America. He tore it open, only to freeze in sheer terror, dropping the enclosed photograph. "Please," he begged, "do not hurt my son." The image showed a tiny 3-year-old child covered in horrific black and blue bruises. Clutching the picture to his chest, he sobbed in agony. "Hang on, Xiaoming, Daddy is coming." Meanwhile, Lin Qianyu did not see him for days. Assuming he had finally moved on, she brushed it off. She was already busy planning to take leave next week to come find me. With a train ticket to Jingbei in hand, she excitedly started preparing gifts. Just picturing how happy I would be made her smile. But now, get ready for this. The second she stepped out of the shop, the harsh whispers of surrounding gossips cut right through her. Is that her, the girl from the newspaper? The gold digger who dumped her loving hero for a high official's son. She looks so pretty, yet her heart is incredibly wicked. She was just about to step forward and confront them when her sister, Lin Qianing, came sprinting over to stop her. "Sis, something terrible has happened," she panted, handing over a newspaper that Lin Qianyu quickly grabbed. The massive front-page headline screamed, "Devoted boyfriend abandoned after surviving fire, while a high official's son steals his lover." They used fake names for Zhou Yanshu and Lin Qianyu, but my real name, Lu Chenzhou, was left completely exposed. My name was right there in black and white. In our small town, everyone immediately figured out who it was about. As Lin Qianyu read on, her face grew incredibly dark. "This is absolute, total nonsense," she hissed. "Who wrote this garbage? Bring them to me." But Lin Qining was sweating heavily, replying that there was no time. The military commander called our home and ordered you to see him right now. Inside his office, the officer slammed the paper down. He roared, Lin Xianyu, what on earth is going on here? You have completely disgraced the reputation of our entire military. Lin Xiyu trembles. Her commander is absolutely furious. She begs to investigate, but he barks back, what's the point? Our absolute priority is fixing this public nightmare. You tell me right now, how do we clean up your mess? She promises to publish a formal statement explaining the truth. But her commander sneers, by then, it'll be too late. Right when the tension peaks, a voice interrupts. Zhu Yanshu walks in, claiming he has the ultimate solution. Lin Xiyu turns to him. Her face instantly hardens. She demands to know how he got into a restricted zone. That's when her younger sister pipes up she snuck him in because she was desperately worried about the situation. When asked for his plan, Zhu Yanshu drops a bomb they should marry. A wedding will prove the rumors false. She immediately refuses, but he presses on. He claims he only wants to save her from the filthy rumors swirling outside. If the military accuses her of improper conduct, her career is dead. Hearing this, Lin Xiyu actually begins to hesitate. Zhu Yanshu quickly adds that Lu Chengzhou is already gone, far away in Jingbei. No one there even knows him, so saving her reputation must come first. Lin Xiyu is totally trapped. Meanwhile, at the Lu estate, Lu Chengzhou walks into his father's study clutching a newspaper only to find Su Wangxing waiting. He tries to play it cool, saying it's nothing. But his father asks if it's about the scandalous paper. Lu Chengzhou nods. He looks down. He truly believed leaving town would finally stop Lin Xiyu and Zhu Yanshu. He never expected them to launch such a disgusting smear campaign against his name. His father's eyes suddenly widen. It turns out Su Wangxing already handled the entire situation and was just reporting her progress to his father. Su Wangxing tells him not to worry. She already tracked down the exact reporter behind that trashy article. The guy confessed to everything, revealing the mastermind and exposing a massive cover-up from years ago. Get ready for this. She reveals that Lu Chengzhou was the real hero who saved those sisters from the fire. He stands there in absolute shock. All this time, he suffered in silence while the villain lived a lie. Su Wangxing's gentle words make Lu Chengzhou tear up. For years, nobody believed him, but now, the truth is finally coming out. His father is devastated. Heartbroken, he tells his son not to fear. From now on, they've got his back, and they'll never let anyone treat him like garbage ever again. As for Zhu Yanshu, the police chief has already sent a squad to drag him straight to justice. Police cruisers arrive. They pull straight into the compound. Inside the office, Zhu Yanshu eagerly waits for Lin Xiyu to say yes. Right as she nods, a loud knock shatters the room. Armed officers file inside. They march straight toward a very confused Zhu Yanshu. They announce he's under arrest for defamation and spreading malicious rumors, ordering him to come with them. Zhu Yanshu's legs give out. He nearly collapses, utterly panicked as his lies begin to crumble. He stammers that he didn't do it, pointing out he never wrote the report. He claims he's the real victim here. Lin Xiyu is shocked. Completely bewildered by the sudden arrest, her instincts still kick in to defend him. She asks the officers if there's a misunderstanding, insisting her beloved Zhu Yanshu could never commit such a crime. The officers warn her not to let personal feelings get in the way of a serious military investigation. Lin Xiyu snaps back, demanding to know why she can't even raise a reasonable doubt. The officer tells her that if she doesn't believe it, she can hear the testimony directly. Two cops drag in a scrawny, terrified man. Lin Xiyu gasps. She instantly recognizes him. It's the reporter, Chen Yan. He falls to his knees, begging her not to shoot as he promises to confess. He confesses that Zhu Yanshu paid him to write the rumors. He was ordered to totally destroy her and Lu Chengzhou's reputations, just to force her into a desperate marriage. Even that heroic story about saving her from the fire was a lie. Zhu Yanshu paid to fake the whole thing. Lin Xiyu's world spins, and she furiously grabs the reporter's collar. You can't make this up. She learns that the savior she hated all along was actually Lu Chengzhou. Zhu Yanshu just wanted her trust, so he stole his credit. Zhu Yanshu desperately screams that he's being framed. A splitting headache strikes Lin Xiyu as buried memories of that terrifying fire suddenly rush back into her mind. Through the thick smoke and blazing flames, she recalls a brave figure rushing in. She finally sees his face. It was Lu Chengzhou all along. He dragged her out. Now, she realizes she ruined her true savior. Once they were out of danger, I collapsed right next to her. Lin Shenyu's eyes went completely bloodshot, burning with pure rage. She lunges forward. Smack. She slaps Zhou Yanshu right across the face, calling him a total piece of trash. How dare you lie to me, she yells. Zhou Yanshu clutches his burning cheek, completely shocked and hurt that Shan Yu actually hit him. He complains she is doubting him over simple words, but Lin Xianyu shakes with rage, screaming that he forced Chengzhou away. Get this, she screams that he set it up to ruin everything, while Zhou Yanshu's eyes turn red with dark fury. Zhou snaps back that even if he framed Chengzhou, they are the ones who truly broke the poor guy's heart. He sneers that they can't just wash their hands of this, calling them the real culprits as Lin Xianyu completely freezes. It's true. Their utter lack of trust and failure to cherish Chengzhou was exactly why he walked away without looking back. Lin Xianyu immediately turns to her commander, begging for a one-week leave so she can head straight to Jingbei City. She needs to find Chengzhou, look him in the eyes, beg for his forgiveness, and finally confess the love she withheld for years. Meanwhile, I stepped out of the Jing University library and bumped straight into Su Wangxing, who was walking my way. I greet her formally as Minister Su, but she gently insists that I just use her name. Without me even realizing, she had grown into a tall, breathtakingly beautiful woman, while I wasted 5 years and drifted far away from her. Hiding my deep feelings of worthlessness, I gently whisper back that doing so wouldn't be appropriate. We stroll in silence through the falling snow, but as we pass a couple of cute snowmen, I suddenly freeze. Su Wangxing asks if I want to play, but I shake my head. For 5 long years, I was always way too busy. Running the entire Lin household left me with no breathing room, and over time, I completely forgot how to have fun. Yet, Lin Xianyu and Lin Shanning only ever called me boring, treating me like a useless servant who only knew chores. She tells me not to worry, promising to take the blame if Director Liu asks about us. The gentle warmth of her hand sends a spark through me, melting the icy walls around my lonely heart. We act just like excited 7 or 8-year-old kids, pulling buttons off our coats to make eyes before bursting into wild laughter. When we get home, my dad has already finished eating. Looking at our messy, snowy clothes, he jokingly asks if we got robbed. Su Wangxing and I trade a quick look, and I laughingly tell my dad we were building snowmen. He immediately pours us hot tea. He calls her a silly girl, teasing that she should have taken Chengzhou somewhere more elegant, teasing us that we still act like tiny, bare-bottomed toddlers. Dad then reminds Wangxing about the time she threw her back out during a massive snowball fight with the other recruits. Su Wangxing just grins and changes the subject, turning to ask me if I'll go to the movies with her tomorrow. I nod happily and agree. After staying for dinner, she gets ready to leave, and I walk her to the door. She wishes me sweet dreams as she leaves, and our sweet little moment gets caught red-handed by my dad. The second the door closes, my dad eagerly asks what I think of her, making my face turn bright red. I whisper that she's great. My dad pats my shoulder, sighing that she never once stopped searching for me all this time. Whenever other guys in her unit tried to ask her out, she always told them her heart was already taken. Honestly, don't you just love how incredibly genuine Su Wangxing is? My heart shook realizing how wonderful she truly is. How could I ever forget her? The next morning, I wait by the door early. Hearing my name, I look up. Su Wangxing swapped her military uniform for a lovely dress and black overcoat, looking absolutely stunning in the morning light. She gazes at me warmly and compliments how handsome I look, making a soft smile slip onto my face. I admit it is my first time at the cinema, so I dressed up, and she jokes she is basking in the film's glory. My cheeks burn as my gaze softens, but before I can speak, a sharp, freezing voice suddenly cuts right through the air. Chengzhou, I finally found you, Lin Xianyu cries, marching toward us with wide, stunned eyes at how much I've changed. She gasps that I look completely different now. As she reaches out, I quietly step back, ignoring her hand entirely. Clearly hurt by my freezing attitude, she desperately pleads that she came to bring me back home. Su Wangxing snaps back, asking if she is crazy, since this is my real home. Lin Xianyu's fists clench in jealous rage. She barks at Su Wangxing to keep her distance and let go of my hand immediately. Wangxing retorts that it is a new era, telling her to stop using backward logic to control my social life. I gently squeeze Su Wangxing's hand and step forward. Seeing me approach, Lin Xianyu's eyes instantly light up with false hope. Chengzhou, I knew you couldn't just walk away from me. I already know about Zhou Yanshu's wicked deeds. Don't worry, I will absolutely get payback for you. Honestly, listening to her high-sounding excuses right now is nothing but laughable. Even now, she is shifting all the blame onto Zhou Yanshu, totally blind to her massive mistakes. Lin Xianyu, I made it crystal clear that day. It has been over between us for a long time, and I want absolutely nothing to do with you. Please just stop ruining my life. But Chengzhou, I know I messed up. Can't you give me one last chance? I promise I'll treat you right. If you're willing, we can go sign the marriage papers this very second. From now on, I will love you with my entire life. But Lin Xianyu, I don't care about any of that. Just take it and give it to Zhou Yanshu. Chengzhou, why? You never used to be like this. I just stare in silence. Yeah? I wasn't like this before. Back then, I only knew how to follow Lin Qianyu's commands, revolving around her 24/7, endlessly putting up with her awful temper and coldness. But my pathetic, groveling attempts to please her only earned me brutal insults and broken ribs from her kicks. But honestly, she is only tasting a tiny fraction of my pain, and she already can't handle it. How pathetic. Chengzhou, look. I brought you some gifts to see if you like them. If you hate them, I'll buy whatever you want. Lin Qianyu frantically pulls out several boxes, rambling about some clothing he used to want, along with the roses he spent forever trying to grow and the chestnut cake he always brought home. I look at her with utter disappointment. Lin Qianyu, this piece of clothing is from the only shopping trip we ever took together. I really wanted it, but you spent every last dollar you had in your wallet on a ridiculously expensive overcoat for Zhou Yanshu instead. I planted those roses because you liked them, and you only liked them because Zhou Yanshu did. Finally, Lin Qianyu, it has been 5 years. Did you really not know? I'm severely allergic to chestnuts. Lin Qianyu's eyes go completely blank. Why didn't you tell me? I did. On the day you proposed to me, that entire pastry box fell. What a pity. You should have taken it back for Lin Qianing to eat. That single sentence absolutely slices Lin Qianyu's fragile heart into tiny, bleeding ribbons. Cheng Xiao was highly allergic to chestnuts, yet he still bought those cakes for home, simply because Lin Qianing loved eating them. Without another word, I grabbed Su Wangxing's hand and brushed right past her. All the way to the movie theater, my mood remains pretty low. But Su Wangxing pulls me to our seats, and I finally notice we are watching a crime-solving story, a story about forensic doctors. You think he's actually interested? It instantly sparks my curiosity. I completely throw Lin Qianyu out of my mind and focus entirely on the film. The cool forensic specialist and his professional demeanor in the film are deeply branded into my heart. Even after leaving, I'm still savoring it, and Su Wangxing playfully asks if I've fallen in love with this job. My eyes sparkle as I nod, saying it feels incredibly special and full of meaning. I wish I could do it. Su Wangxing smiles, saying I'm super smart and can definitely do it. But I haven't even been to high school. How can I study forensics? She tells me not to worry, because I have her. Before I can even process this, she drags me straight into the Jingbei City police station. An old forensic doctor watches me handle a scalpel. Seeing my incredibly steady hands, he praises me over and over. He immediately decides to take me as his final disciple. I look at Su Wangxing in absolute shock as the old doctor glares over. Are you unwilling? No, teacher, I am absolutely willing. Even though I know nothing right now, I'll work hard. He smiles and tells me to start shadowing him tomorrow. After walking out of the police station, I still felt like I was completely dreaming. Is this real? Or am I still trapped inside that movie? She tells me to pinch myself to check. I actually pinch myself hard. Wow, this is really happening. Director Liu and the master have been friends for years. Just focus on learning, and find me if you face any trouble. Looking closely at her delicate features, a sweet, warm flutter instantly wells up from deep within my heart. Thanks, Su Wangxing. I promise to protect you for the rest of my life when we were just kids. That heart has never changed. My eyes turn red, pouring out all the love I suppressed for years. Su Wangxing, I missed you so much. Chen Xiao, me too. Let's promise to never separate again. Outside, the sun sets beautifully as the evening glow fills the sky, but this warm peace can never reach inside the cold prison walls. Lin Qianing brings some food and clothes to Zhou Yanshu. Looking at his haggard face, she can't help but ask why he did it. Who authorized Lu Chenzhou to replace me? He had it coming. Even though he approached the Lin family with terrible motives, seeing another guy standing right next to Lin Qianing still drove him completely insane with bitter jealousy. If I had not been so blind and easily deceived back then, Lu Chengzhou would never have stood a single chance. He did not replace you. You were the one who walked away first. Brother Zhou Yanshu, you have changed. You never would have acted this way before, and it is not your place to lecture me. Honestly, I am pretty curious. You act like you absolutely loathe him. So why are you secretly hiding his pictures in your room? Lin Qianing turned deathly pale. She demanded in pure disgust how he knew, but he scoffed. He knew she was wide awake during the fire. And he knew she wanted her brother-in-law, working with him to tear Chengzhou and her sister apart. Stepping out of the prison, Lin Qianing was shivering in a cold sweat. Honestly, that is downright chilling. Zhou Yanshu's sinister voice kept ringing in her head, whispering that they had the exact same goal, so why not team up to get Lu Chenzhou back? Since there were no cases on my first day, Mr. Sun just handed me a couple of heavy books. Medical studies were tough enough, but forensic science was just a whole different level of complex. He figured I would tap out within an hour, but to his absolute shock, I quietly studied them for the entire morning. I ended up filling an entire notebook with detailed notes, and only reluctantly put my books down when Su Wangxing arrived with some lunch. As Su Wangxing set up the dishes, she excitedly told me she made my childhood favorite sweet and sour pork ribs. She eagerly urged me to dig in, and I happily agreed that it looked delicious. Back with the Lins, I always had to cater to Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing first, because nobody there ever gave a damn about what I actually wanted. Promising to pack my lunch daily if I liked it, she was cut off as a young officer rushed inside. He told me someone was waiting at the front gate, claiming they brought me lunch. Su Wangxing and I traded a pretty baffled look. Walking outside, I was shocked to find Lin Qianyu waiting right at the door. She told me she brought lunch after hearing I started working. I frowned, suddenly finding her behavior incredibly exhausting and totally unreasonable. I bluntly declined, saying I already had food. Lin Qianyu immediately shot a hostile, piercing glare straight at Su Wangxing. She told Su Wangxing to stop sticking her nose into our family affairs, even if she appreciated her helping Chengzhou. When I reminded her that our marriage was just a paper contract, Lin Qianyu cut me off in a panic. She claimed to know the whole truth, asking if our 5 years of living together meant absolutely nothing to me. Insisting that she felt my genuine warmth and care, she refused to believe my feelings were completely gone. Staring at the tall woman before me, I coldly admitted that yes, I once had real expectations for our future. Hope flared in Lin Qianyu's heart. I knew it. She desperately promised she had cut all ties with Zhou Yanshou, swearing he would never appear in front of us or ruin our peaceful home life again. Begging me to go home for a massive wedding, I simply replied that she misunderstood because I never actually loved her. Any tiny hope I had was completely crushed every time she chose Zhou Yanshou, leaving Lin Qianyu's eyes filled with agonizing hurt. She begged me not to speak out of anger. Pleading that her feelings for Zhou Yanshou were dead, she insisted I was her true love and that Lin Qianing wanted to apologize. When she claimed they missed me, I asked if she missed me, or just my endless pampering and groveling. I snapped that they did not miss me at all. They just wanted an obedient watchdog, sending a freezing chill straight through Lin Qianyu's chest. Staring calmly, I told her I was indeed grateful that Aunt Lin had once lent me a helping hand in life. But now that debt is fully settled, I have my own life to build and my own dreams to finally chase. She argued that she was not stopping my career, promising I could still do this work even after we got back together. Stepping back to avoid her, I told her that to me, the Lin family was nothing but a suffocating prison. I survived 5 years in that cage, so let us just part ways peacefully before I end up hating you. Pierced by 10,000 invisible arrows, she could not bear my icy stare anymore, turning around to wander off in a complete daze. Su Wangxing just scoffed. Some people only regret losing what they never appreciated. Classic, right? It was honestly pretty rare to see such a childish side to her, and I found it quite amusing. Su Wangxing took my hand, promising she would never treat me like that, and I told her I believed her. Thanks to my tireless studying, in less than 6 months, I was already assisting Mr. Sun with real autopsies. I was helping out at crime scenes because the station was completely understaffed. Meanwhile, Zhou Yanshou finally got released, stumbling his way back home. Immediately, he checked his mailbox, taking out a massive pile of letters that had built up. Right on top lay a black and white obituary. Because they had lost contact for so long, his son Xiao Ming had been killed. In the picture, the poor boy lay in a pool of blood with his eyes closed, and even in death, he was still holding the toy car Zhou Yanshou had bought him. Zhou Yanshou wailed in pure agony, tears streaming down his face, screaming why his life had to be this miserable. Why did Lin Xinyu abandon him while Lu Chengzhou gets all the love? It was all their fault. They killed his child. Zhou Yanshou staggered to his feet and pulled a hidden bottle of sulfuric acid out of the cabinet. He wanted everyone buried alongside his boy. Meanwhile, when Lin Xinying got home from school, she caught a heavy stench of alcohol the second she opened the door. Ever since Lin Xinyu returned from Jingbei City, her spirit seemed completely broken, and she spent every single day drowning her endless sorrows in booze. Lin Xinying stared at the absolute mess of a house. Unable to take it anymore, she marched into the bedroom, demanding to know how long her sister would act like this. Lin Xinyu looked up with hazy, drunken eyes, sobbing over how he could have never loved her and how he could be so heartless to just leave. Lin Xinying froze. Can you believe the audacity? Hearing her sister beg for Lu Chengzhou actually gave her hope that she might have a chance. If Lu Chengzhou never loved her sister, did that mean she finally had a real shot? She got her sister settled, but as she went to buy lunch, a guard came running over in a panic. He asked Lin Xinying where the second lieutenant was because he had amazing news from Jingbei City. The 2 backup forensic specialists from the capital had finally arrived, and one of them was Lu Chengzhou. Lin Xinying panicked. Without a single word, she sprinted straight outside. Once my teacher and I understood the case, we got straight to work. 5 hours later, I handed the final report to the detectives and headed out to rest with Mr. Sunday. But the very second we stepped past the police gates, someone blocked our path. I looked up and saw Lin Xinying standing there, holding a bright bouquet of red roses. I asked what she was doing here, and she smiled, saying she came to welcome me back. She stepped forward to hand me the flowers. I instantly backed away, refusing them, telling her thanks, but she should take them right back. I told her to step aside because I had to walk my teacher back. She looked completely hurt and wronged. She whined about waiting all afternoon, casting a highly pitiful glance right over at Mr. Sunday. Mr. Sun saw right through her. He spoke up, telling me there was no need to walk him back. He told me to go handle my business. Honestly, I wanted to set boundaries with Lin Xinying anyway, so I apologized to my teacher. I told him to stay safe, and he urged me to hurry back. He joked that he wouldn't cover for me if our boss asked. After watching him leave, I turned to Lin Xinying and coldly told her to move. Lin Xinying stared at my cold attitude, feeling deeply bitter inside. She demanded to know why I never smiled at her, but I just gave her a weird look and said it was my own business. I told her if she had an issue, she could go find Zhou Yanshu. Today, that name was a painful thorn in the sisters' hearts. Just hearing it stung her deeply. She quickly quieted down. She begged me not to be mad. We walked into a diner, but before the food even arrived, Lin Xinying cracked. She started crying about how miserable she was, whining about all her deep regrets and self-blame, claiming she just wanted to apologize in person and make things right. Frankly, I found it completely hilarious. She just wanted me back in her family, married to her sister, acting as their servant. Suddenly, Lin Xinying stared at my hand on the table, steeled herself, and snatched it. She actually asked me to marry her instead. Talk about absolute shamelessness. She promised to get into a great college and take care of me. I yanked my hand back instantly, completely shocked by her audacity. I asked if she was completely crazy, but she insisted she was not, crying about how much she cared. She claimed she had loved me for years, and since her sister never cherished me, she wanted to be the one to love me properly. My skin crawled and my stomach churned. I warned Lin Xinying to drop these sick thoughts right now and stop causing trouble. If she kept acting this reckless, I would gladly have her elder sister step in to teach her a lesson. I turned and stormed out, but Lin Xinying suddenly threw her arms around me from behind, sobbing that she truly, deeply loved me. Before I could even break free, a sudden hand violently ripped her off my back, demanding to know what the hell she was doing. Lin Xinying's face turns pale as death, while her sister did absolutely nothing to help. Before she can even finish, Lin Qianyu slaps her straight to the ground, screaming if she threw her entire sense of decency to the dogs. She yells that Lu Chengzhou is her brother-in-law, and they never even got married. In her mind, Lu Chengzhou does not even like her, so why can't she chase him? Lin Qianyu is absolutely burning with pure rage. To her face, she challenges her to say it again, mocking her sister for trying to ruin her romance since she lost him. Just as Lin Qianyu is about to strike again, I cannot stand it anymore and yell for them to stop. Lin Qianyu immediately looks at me with deep sorrow, while Lin Qianying's face twists with pure, burning jealousy. Her sister gasps that I only care about her, but I am just disgusted. Do these two really think they are so innocent? If I did not have to repay a debt of gratitude, I would never have associated with them in this life. They already ruined 5 whole years of my life. Why on earth should I waste another second on their family? They keep claiming that they love me, but is it real love or just bitter jealousy? They both know the truth in their hearts. Both sisters stand completely frozen, their eyes turning red with a sudden wave of deep remorse and agonizing pain. Desperate, they cry out that they are truly sorry and want to make things right, but I coldly cut them off. I do not need it, and I do not want either of them. I have a girlfriend now, so stay out of my life. With shock, they ask how this could happen so fast, wondering if it is Su Wangxing. Yes, we are childhood sweethearts. Our families arranged our marriage when we were babies. If not for that accident, we would have been married with kids long ago. After saying that, I walk away without looking back. But watching from the dark shadows, Zhao Yanshu catches every single word. Her gaze shifts between the 3 of them before finally settling directly on my back as I walk away. Muttering that I need to disappear, she runs off. Soon after, with elder son's help, the killer is brought to justice. To show his deep gratitude, the police chief books a private room for a celebratory banquet. Since I had quite a few drinks, I excuse myself to get some fresh air at the restaurant entrance. Suddenly, I run into Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing again. I tell them to stop following me or I will report them. Whispering that they only want to watch from afar and keep me safe, I snap back that their very presence is my biggest danger. Every single bit of pain I have suffered in this life was caused by them. Both of them instantly remember every cruel thing they ever did to me. But look at this, as I turn to go back inside, frantic footsteps rush right toward us. Zhao Yanshu, baring her teeth like a complete maniac, charges straight at me with a mysterious bottle in her hand. Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing suddenly lunge forward to protect me, screaming for me to watch out as she tells us all to go to hell. The unknown liquid is about to be splashed all over me, but a sudden gunshot rings out, blasting a bloody hole in Zhao Yanshu's elbow. Screaming in absolute agony, some of the toxic liquid spills directly onto her own skin as she falls. The agonizing pain has her convulsing on the ground, screaming for Lin Qianyu to save her as elder son, and the police rush out. Someone yells that it is sulfuric acid and to get her to the hospital before she dies. I am so terrified that my entire body goes completely numb. But when Su Wangxing rushes over and throws herself into my arms, I finally snap out of it. Trembling, I tell her she tried to kill me, but my sweet girl reassures me that nobody will ever hurt me again. Thanking God she arrived, I hold her close. Meanwhile, Lin Qianyu and Lin Qianing look at each other with nothing but bitter disappointment. Lin Qianyu pulls her sister away, but Lin Qianing keeps staring back at Su Wangxing with deep, lingering regret in her eyes. Thanks to emergency medical treatment, Zhao Yanshu survives, but her face is completely ruined by the acid. Unable to accept her horrific new look, she screams and loses her mind in the hospital daily. She rants that it is not her fault, screaming that God is unfair and her young child was murdered by them. Insisting that the whole world must be buried with her dead son, she leaves Su Wangxing and me completely baffled by her chaotic rambling. I wonder if she really had a kid, because I never knew. But she did live in America for 5 years. Did she actually get married and have a kid there? That absolute monster. My father carefully reads the urgent telegram Su Wangxing sent. It details Zhao Yanshu's attack on me, along with everything she did while living in America. Back then, less than half a year after she went abroad to study, she fell head over heels for an American soldier, married him, and they had a baby. But who could have guessed that as international tensions rose, her husband began to harbor deep hatred. He did not just scream at Zhao Yanshu, he brutally beat her too. Just when he thought there was absolutely no hope of escaping, the CIA made their move. They ordered him back to China to steal military secrets. To secure their own future, Zhou Yanshu's partner ruthlessly threatened him using their own baby son. Refuse, and the partner would throw the infant off the balcony and beat him to death. Left with no choice, Zhou Yanshu agreed. Back in China, he targeted Lin Qianyu and successfully managed to steal sensitive intelligence to hand over. Lu Qingchen slammed his massive fist onto the table. Arrest all suspects for interrogation immediately. Meanwhile, at the military training grounds, Lin Qianyu just finished his morning drill when soldiers suddenly surrounded him as he yelled out, "What are you doing?" Second, Lieutenant Lin Qianyu, you are implicated in a spying case. The National Security Agency must conduct a full investigation. Please cooperate, Comrade Su, but he yells that he never betrayed his country and this is slander. The commander's voice cuts in from behind. Whether it is slander or not, the agency will find out. Lin Qianyu snaps back to reality. You can see his panic. He anxiously begs, "Commander, you know my character. How could I ever do this?" The leader replies, "I told you long ago to handle your love life properly, but you never listened. You brought this on yourself. If you have any military discipline left, cooperate with their investigation and prove your innocence as quickly as possible." Stunned and speechless, Lin Qianyu stands frozen as two soldiers step forward and escort him into the security vehicle. I stay completely silent for a long time after hearing the shocking news. Does Aunt Lin know? Director Lin is out on a mission. She will not return for another month. Once Lin Qianyu realized Zhou Yanshu was actually a spy, it felt like all the life was drained out of him. He did not eat or drink for 2 whole days. When I brought him food, his eyes were filled with absolute weariness. He asks why I am here while I lay out the food. They are all his favorite dishes. Lin Qianyu nearly breaks down in tears, so I comfort him. You are not the main culprit and did not leak secrets on purpose. The state will handle this fairly, but once you are linked to a foreign spy, your life is pretty much ruined. Looking at him, I cannot bear it and try to encourage him. Lin Qianyu, even if you leave the military, you still have paths forward. It is only when you are dead that you truly have nothing left. Hot tears well up in Lin Qianyu's eyes. He starts shoveling food into his mouth in huge bites, whispering a quiet thank you. But the spying scandal goes even deeper. It also drags down Lin Xingying. She was easily a shoo-in for Jingcheng University, but because of this drama, she failed her political background check. Hearing the devastating news, Lin Xingying nearly loses her mind and tries to jump into a river, saved only because her school teacher stops her in time. After locking herself inside her home, she collapses helplessly on the cold floor and begins to sob. In her daze, she seems to hear a warm, gentle voice. I walk over with steaming hot food, smiling as I tell her to stop crying. Did not your sister say that girls need to be strong and independent too? Wipe your face and eat. I reach my hand out to her, but as she blankly tries to grab it, she catches only cold air. And you can feel the absolute heartbreak here. The house is pitch black, freezing, and she is totally alone. Lin Xing rushes to her room and digs out our photo, staring at my face with a truly paranoid obsession. If I just bring Chengzhou home, everything will go back to normal and our family will be together forever. Meanwhile, Su Wangxing gets off work and enters the kitchen where I am busy cooking, wrapping her arms quietly around me from behind. She asks what smells so good while I turn my head, pressing my cheek gently against hers. You are back. Since you and Dad have been so busy lately, I made some chicken soup for you both. Plus, I cooked those steamed ribs you wanted. She whispers how happy she would be marrying me, making me freeze up and smile shyly. Calling her a smooth talker, I look up to see her eyes filled with love as she proposes we officially get married. A week later, everyone at the National Security Agency knows that Su Wangxing and I are finally together. We are two people deeply in love, and thanks to my dad pushing for us, our marriage application is approved quickly. Pulling a small, elegant box from my pocket, I drop down onto one knee. Wangxing, the movies say that if you want to marry the girl you love, you must propose first. I open the box, revealing a sparkling ring. Wangxing, I want to love you for a lifetime and grow old right by your side. Will you marry me? Tears stream down her face and choking back sobs, she says yes before I slide the ring onto her finger. Silly girl, why are you crying? You should be happy. Su Wangxing smiled even as tears filled her eyes. With our wedding set for the start of next month, Su Wangxing emptied her entire life savings just to book the venue and buy her dress. A constant stream of beautiful wedding gifts kept arriving, filling up my family home. Just a day before the ceremony, Su Wangxing drove us to the cemetery where our late parents had been laid to rest together. We made this trip to share our joy with them, and I poured some of our wedding wine onto the earth. Mom, thank you for setting me up with Wangxing. She is the most amazing partner. Your son is so incredibly grateful. I am finally marrying the love of my life, Mom, and I know you are smiling down on us. For a brief second, I actually saw my mother smiling back at us with tearful eyes. We stayed there until the sun went down. On the way back, Su Wangxing gently refused to let me drive, telling me to rest and promising to wake me up. I am wide awake to keep you company, I said, kissing her cheek. It feels like a dream. How about now? Still a dream, she smiled. But just as she opened her mouth to reply, a car suddenly flew out from a dark side street. Oh no. In the blinding glare, I saw Lin Qianying's twisted, hateful face. Before I could even move a muscle, Su Wangxing threw her body over mine, holding me tight. The violent crash sent our car spinning and rolling down the road. People started screaming to call for help because of all the blood. Quick, get them out of the wreckage. Dizzy and bleeding, I was dragged out by strangers. But Su Wangxing had taken the entire hit for me, and she lay motionless inside. I desperately tried to crawl back to her. Wangxing, please wake up, I screamed, but no matter how many times I cried her name, she did not move. Complete darkness and absolute despair washed over me, and I collapsed right beside her unconscious body. The psycho who caused this crash, Lin Qianying, died right there on the asphalt before the ambulance could even reach her. Her body sat abandoned in the morgue for 10 days until her brother, Lin Qianyu, got out of prison and claimed her. Under a gray, rainy sky, he slowly walked into Su Wangxing's hospital room and stared at us. Chengzhou, are you all right? Because Su Wangxing shielded me, I escaped with only a few minor cuts. But Su Wangxing had severe internal bleeding from ruptured organs, forcing doctors to perform multiple emergency surgeries 5 separate times in just 10 days. Doctors kept handing me critical condition notices over and over again, and I just stared blankly. There was no anger or grief left in my eyes. The man sitting in front of Lin Qianyu was just a hollow, empty shell. Get out of my sight. Even though the monster who put Su Wangxing in a coma was dead, I still blamed her entire family. I understand, Chen Zhao. I only came to apologize for what she did. I looked down at Su Wangxing's pale, sleeping face. I will never forgive her, not in this life or the next. Lin Qianyu quietly left the hospital carrying his sister's ashes. Taking a long leave from work, I stayed by Su Wangxing's bedside to take care of her. Holding her cold hand, I whispered silly stories from our childhood, back when Su Wangxing was a crazy, energetic little troublemaker. She hated tying her hair, so she used to sneak scissors and chop it off. My mom got so fed up she just shaved her bald. That whole winter, the entire village teased her because of her freezing red, completely bald head. All the local kids teased me, saying I was going to marry a bald little nun. I got so incredibly angry that I threatened her, saying if she did not grow her hair long, I would never marry her. Just then, Su Wangxing's eyelashes fluttered, and she slowly opened her eyes. She weakly continued the story, whispering that she never cut her hair short again because she was too terrified of losing me. I froze as tears flooded my eyes. I held Su Wangxing's hand tight. Talk about a miracle, she was finally back. I sobbed that I would not marry her if she stayed asleep. She weakly whispered that she knew. That is why I woke up for you, she replied. Soon, Su Wangxing's health started improving incredibly fast. Within 2 weeks, she was able to sit up and read. I returned to my shifts at the police station, visiting her every afternoon and night with freshly stewed soup. Su Wanxing finally had the strength to tease me again. Drinking chicken soup daily makes me feel like I am recovering from giving birth, she joked. Right then, my partner from work walked in. You have no idea, my colleague said. When you were dying, Chengzhou did not sleep for a single second. He was absolutely terrified that if he closed his eyes, your heart would stop while he was asleep. Looking back at those terrifying days, I looked down, and Su Wangxing squeezed my hand with eyes full of love and regret. I am so sorry for making you worry, she whispered. If she had not shielded me from the crash, I would be the one in that bed. I am the one who should be thanking you, Wangxing. She intertwined her fingers with mine. Chengzhou, ever since we were kids, after that flood swept you away from my hands, I swore if I ever found you again, I would never let go of your hand. Even if I had to go to the underworld, I would fight back to your side. By the time Su Wangxing got discharged, midsummer had already arrived. Jingcheng University added a forensics major and invited me to guest lecture. That meant teaching 3 classes every single week. Su Wangxing drove all the way to the university gates just to pick me up. She stood out beautifully among the bustling students. When the bell finally rang, I walked out surrounded by my class. Dazzling warm sunlight washed over us. I was talking to a student when I heard Su Wangxing call my name, Chengzhou. A smile instantly hit my face. You are here, Wangxing. Honestly, we both looked like a power couple. My students absolutely loved seeing us together. Hey, Professor Liu, they teased. When are you and Minister Su finally getting married? I just blinked, totally speechless. Our actual wedding had to be completely called off because of that horrible accident. 6 months had already slipped by, and I had no idea if we were even having a ceremony anymore. Then, she smiled. Look at this. Su Wangxing laughed softly, pulling out bags of wedding candy and gorgeous invitations like a magic trick. The students immediately swarmed us to grab them. Professor Liu, Minister Su, we are absolutely coming to celebrate with you. My jaw dropped just as hard as the students did. What is even happening right now? We are getting married. Silly. When did you secretly put all of this together? You kept this so quiet. Pretending to be mad, I lightly pinched her cheek, telling her to confess or face the consequences. Okay. Professor Liu. I surrender. Wait, check this out. She had actually started planning this entire wedding before she even left her hospital bed. She hated watching me exhaust myself running between her ward and the police station, so she kept it totally secret to give me the ultimate surprise. After everything we had been through, I finally suited up in pure white. We held the most beautiful, breathtaking wedding imaginable. Huge crowds of onlookers packed the sidewalks as our decorated wedding car slowly glided down the main street. Sincere congratulations rained down on us alongside the flying candy. Finally, the car pulled up right in front of the venue. I walked inside, standing proud and straight under everyone's eyes. Then, the soft piano music began to play. In a stunning white dress, Su Wangxing walked toward me, taking one slow step at a time. My father gently joined our hands. Wangxing, you are the junior I am most proud of. You two have been through hell, but this is a true blessing in disguise. Cherish each other from now on, and do not make Dad worry. I tried to smile, but tears disobediently spilled down my face. Su Wangxing looked at him and said, Dad, do not worry. She said she had been preparing to become Lu Chengzhou's wife for a very long time. Surrounded by cheers, we drank our wedding wine. She whispered that she loved me, and I told her I loved her too, Wangxing. 5 years flew by, and we had a beautiful daughter named Lu Nuenuan. Since elder son retired, I became the absolute pillar of our forensics department. Whenever high-stakes missions required outside support, the duty fell directly onto my shoulders. Suddenly, a new case broke out in the southwest. No matter how much I dreaded returning to that place, duty always came first. But get this, the victim in this case was actually an old acquaintance of mine. This was my first time looking at Lin Chengyu like this. I could barely believe how unfamiliar he had become in just 5 years. A month ago, the police uncovered a major criminal hideout. To avoid tipping off the syndicate, they desperately needed to sneak an undercover agent inside first. Using his old underworld connections, Lin Chengyu volunteered for the job. Over that 1-month mission, he acted like a true soldier and did an incredible job. But at the final second, he blew his cover to save a fellow officer. triggering brutal, frantic retaliation from those ruthless outlaws. He kept a soldier's proud backbone right up to the end, never showing weakness. Hearing that story, my heart truly ached. No matter what bitter grudges we shared in the past, I had to respect that he died a qualified soldier. Stepping back, I bowed deeply to his body on the autopsy table. Then, I began my work with total, absolute precision. That meticulous search helped me find a crucial piece of evidence, giving the police everything they needed to hunt down the escapees. Once my shift ended, I somehow ended up walking right back to the gates of the Lin family home. The very house I had called home for 5 long years was now completely abandoned and ruined. I pushed the door open. Inside, the place was just covered in dust and thick cobwebs. Every single piece of furniture was exactly how I left it. I walked right into the master bedroom and spotted a letter resting on the table. Written neatly across the envelope were the words to Chengzhou. I picked it up in utter disbelief. The few short sentences inside had been crossed out and rewritten 3 or 4 times. The very last line read Chengzhou, I wish you eternal happiness. Inside was a jade green ring, and I knew it was the closest match he could ever find. Thank you, Lin Xianyu. I actually didn't return to Jingbei until after he was finally laid to rest. I left that ring right inside Lin Xianyu's urn instead of taking it back. With Zhou Yanshu, Lin Shanning, and Lin Xianyu all gone, the old grudges simply vanished. Everything faded away like smoke, and I have finally let go of the past. The second I stepped out of the train station, a chubby little kid launched right into my arms like a tiny cannonball. Daddy, I missed you so much. I hugged my child tightly as Su Wangxing gently took my hand. Chenzhou, I heard about Lin Xianyu, she said softly. I looked at her and smiled, telling her not to worry. Seeing my relaxed face, she smiled softly, pulling us along home. Yes, spring has finally come once again. Holding Su Wangxing's hand on one side and Lu Nuan's on the other, man, doesn't this feel incredibly peaceful and gentle? Life is finally peaceful and beautiful, and tomorrow is bound to be another perfect day.